Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, and Shinrin Yoku, the Oppenheimer Ranch News Network, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Thursday, October 29th, around 8 p.m. Mountain Time 2020. Now, the models are in, and on Friday, the Northeast is going to get its first taste of winter, followed by early next week, a second blast as more snow moves into the west. But the big story: power outages topping 2 million as I speak, as Zeta has roared through the south. Could take days to get back up. Keep calm. The power's out. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 states with over 100,000 outages. Only the top 5 reading, and just the top 5 states currently showing 2 million without power. We now know that there's almost 2.5 million people in the southeast currently in the dark. And that's because Hurricane Zeta slammed Louisiana as a Cat 2.
Overnight, Hurricane Zeta barreling into the Gulf Coast after making landfall in Louisiana as a Category 2 storm. Zeta is now the strongest hurricane to hit the continental U.S. this late in the season in more than a century. Authorities preparing for...
There we go. They didn't like that. So, gave you a little taste there of Hurricane Zeta, Cat 2 storm, the strongest storm in over a century. Now, let's talk about more records. 29 below. Bitter cold obliterates records in the western U.S. as an unseasonable snowstorm winter storm dumps snow and ice across the northern tier. Late October is looking more like January, with record-breaking snowfall blanketing states from Montana all the way down to New Mexico. So, those are the facts, and we're going to go over some of the records. Snow is still on the ground in Spokane as of yesterday, and that's because of record-breaking snow earlier on Friday and the weekend. And a big drop in temperatures. Take a look at their readings here on Monday. 12 degrees, record low in Spokane. And let's look at some other Wintober records over the past few days, shall we? Take a look at this. A stretch of cold and snowy weather makes it feel this month needs a new name, such as Wintober. They've broken or tied 4 records in the past 3 days here. Where is here? Eau Claire in Wisconsin. So, chilly up there. Take a look. They broke the daily snow record back in 1942, the coldest high back in 1962, the coldest high back in 81, and the coldest high back in 42. Longmont sets record low temperature Tuesday morning. Hello. Longmont set a daily record low Monday night into Tuesday morning following a snowstorm that dropped 8 to 10 inches on the city. According to meteorologist Jeff Bird, Longmont temperatures plummeted to 0 degrees Monday night, according to data taken at Vance Brand Airport. Now, that's breaking the old records back to 1977, which was only 9 degrees. 0 and 2 is much lower, so that literally crushing the low temperature there. And there's more to come. Temperatures plunged to minus 33 degrees in a Colorado town, and not the only town. Dozens, if not hundreds of towns in Colorado breaking records. Following a cold Monday, frigid conditions were present around the state on Tuesday morning, with temperatures dropping as low as 6 degrees in Fort Collins and Loveland, 2 degrees in Akron, -2 in Sterling, -3 in Limon, -9 in Greeley, and -22 in Walden. Here's a look at a few other cold temperatures. Very cold for October in these regions. New Mexico continues to see record cold temperatures. It's letting up today, but the snow didn't. And record-breaking winter storm continues yesterday for parts of New Mexico, bringing more snow and cold. And we're going to get to some of those totals in just a second. Absolutely mind-blowing. How much snow fell around New Mexico? Well, it fell all the way down to Mexico. Ho! And Texas, the nexus of the Schmexis, got some breaking records. A record-breaking winter storm hit New Mexico this week. The recent storm was the biggest October storm on record for Albuquerque, with 4.2 inches. Biggest ever of snow measured at the Sunport, which wasn't very sunny. It also brought the coldest October temperature ever to Albuquerque. The storm system will finally begin to exit the state today, but the cold will stick around. Take a look at some of the snow totals, which are not schmodals. 12.5 inches northwest Albuquerque, 12.2 in Sandia Park, The rest of Albuquerque, 8.5 to 9, on and on. And those aren't the biggest totals. Take a look at Colfax County. Veremio Park, 20 inches. 14 in Eagles Nest. 11 inches in Debaca County and Fort Sumner. 11 inches in Newkirk in Guadalupe County. 10 inches in Ruidoso in Lincoln County. Los Alamos picked up a foot. Los Alamos picked up a foot. White Rock picked up a foot. Are you picking it up? Abilene, Texas breaks the earliest snowfall record Tuesday. That was their lose day. Add earliest snowfall record in Abilene to the list of things 2020 broke. The city recorded a half inch of snow early Tuesday, 2 days earlier than the previous record of 0.3 of an inch set back on October 29th, 1993. And there was snow falling all over Texas. The record earliest measurable snowfall in many regions. Doesn't want to go to that page. Record snow fell in Marquette. It snows a lot there, but not record snow. Chevron snowman. Winter has surely come to Upper Michigan. Marquette had 2 inches of snow on Monday after picking up a daily record of 8.3 inches of snow on Sunday. They've had 21.2 inches of snow so far in October. That's the most snow they ever had in any October ever. Any one of them. The old record was 18.6 inches set back in October of 1979. So they just blew it out of the water, and it's still October, and it's still snowing. So that record's growing. Now let's take a look at the snowfall analysis for the last 72 hours. The big winner is the entire state of New Mexico picking up some snow. Huge swath here near Taos, or a little bit to the east. 18 inches. There's the Taos Valley right in there, another 18 inches. So heavy snow in the mountains. Down south here, take a look, another 18 inches down in south central New Mexico. So those are the snowfall totals. A little bit moving through a little heavier patch here in Oklahoma City, and some snow up into Kansas City as well. But New Mexico wins. Heavy rainfall, gusty winds, and flooding over parts of the east as Zeta moves its way offshore. Low pressure interacting with Zeta will bring widespread heavy rain, areas of flooding, gusty winds from the Ohio Valley to the east coast as a coastal storm develops in the northeast on Friday. Another round of heavy rainfall is possible for the north mid-Atlantic with wintry precipitation over New England. Now, it's a little touchy how much snow they're actually going to get because there will be a tropical depression off the shore. But according to the models, it's only going to be 1 to 4 maybe in most of the areas of Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, southern Vermont, New Hampshire, and parts of eastern New York State, including Catskills look like they're in the crosshairs here. Maybe some flakes in north central Pennsylvania. So there's that. And then a second system coming in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now, right behind Zeta is going to be Eta. And we predicted Eta and Theta will be the last 2 storms of the season named. And it's looking like Eta has 60% chance of developing over the next 5 days. So keep a close eye on Eta as we watch Zeta brings the first snow to the northeast. Seismic update. No quakes of note. Good news. But there is strong inflation detected in Reykjanes volcano after a magnitude 5.6 happened about a week ago. The earthquake on 20th October 2020 was followed by strong inflation at Reykjanes volcano. They're picking it up now. Current levels of inflation are about 50 millimeters. Quite a significant uptick right above a volcano caldera cone there, and that is large amounts of magma moving in to what will eventually be an eruption soon. Now, Met Office can be seen on GPS measurements in recent days. The inflation, deflation, so one up, one down. The inflation of the Reykjanes volcano is present in the red area. That would be 50 millimeters up. And so we could be looking for imminent joculips or major flooding as the magma melts the ice cap first before any eruption happens. The inflation appears clearly on GPS stations that are closest to the area. The area where the most inflation is a small mountain called Kailia. Last eruption in this area was sometime during the last ice age. This inflation also explains the earthquake activity that has been ongoing in the area for days. And the region we're talking about is right there. So check the article. which is not a sharticle, by the way. World's largest solar farm to be built in Australia. Glorious. Now, if this is anyone's idea of sustainability, they haven't done their due diligence. All of these panels are non-recyclable and made through completely destroying the planet, literally raping the earth, clear-cutting forests, cutting off mountaintops for the material needed to make this. The amount of oil and gas used to produce this, and coal, is absolutely mind-boggling. And somehow this is going to save the world, which allows for no biodiversity, no plant life. They spray the ground with like nuclear waste or something so they don't have to come in here and clear the vegetation. Completely. Yep, the Green New Deal. That's amazing. So safe, so sustainable, so recyclable, so good for the planet. You know I'm being sarcastic, I hope. Oh, and all that energy is going to China. Now, Hubble examines a massive metal asteroid called Psyche. Maybe Psyche, but Psyche is more like it because it's worth $10,000 trillion. That's more than the whole value of the entire planet. And so the way these greedy multinational corporations are moving and censoring, we just may be hauling that asteroid over to Earth soon with your taxpayer dollars. Now, good news. A paper coming out 4 days ago, Irregular Appearances of Glacial and Interglacial Climate States. Right up my alley. This is what I studied my entire life. We're going to be doing a show on it for you. And it basically helps us put the pieces together on why for the last 30 years, the Milankovitch hypothesis of ice ages has been crumbling. Actually kind of crumbled in 1988, 89. But we'll get into that in the video. But what is good about the article over here is that it's not your fault, kids. It's not you. It's not CO2. It's the sun. And a few other things. As climate disasters pile up, because the media said so, a radical proposal gains traction because multinational corporations want to control you. Yes, geoengineering back in the headlines. Now, we've been geoengineering for 50 years, just not at a large scale. But it will roll out if you know who gets elected. It's going to roll out. A new coronavirus variant is seen spreading across Europe. Remember when we predicted COVID-20? Yeah, that was 7 months ago. We predicted COVID-20. It's not even 2020 yet. But COVID-20A.EU1 is the new variant, which is spreading like wildfire, all at the same time, 5 days before an election, all over the world. Isn't that convenient? You want to know about the paper and the setup? There it is. Emergence and spread of SARS-CoV-2 variant throughout Europe in the summer of 2020. The summer of bummer. Hey, you want a little pick-me-up? Rare blue moon will spookily rise on Halloween 2020. What could go wrong? Well, we all know about the full moon effect. Very similar to increased cosmic rays, myocardial infarction, insanity, and depletion of those with mental problems. So, should be a smashing Halloween. Now, a blue moon, definite rarity, will rise this month, notably on Halloween. Hasn't risen on Halloween for, 60 years. So there's that. So get out and look up, and that's just a dog. So, there's that. Hope you got something out of the video. 2 million people. 2.5 million from a simple storm. Are they prepared? Do they have backup electricity? Are they going to lose all the meat in their freezer? 2 million customers equals 5 to 10 million citizens. I said it. These are customers. It could be entire apartment complexes. There are up to 10 million people now in the dark in the southeast from a hurricane that hit New Orleans and hit the same area. 3 major hurricanes hit the same area in the same season. Things are getting crazy. And this is due to the breakdown of the jet streams and our waning magnetosphere. You are watching this on Magnetic Reversal News. I hope all of you know what's going on. Just go back and watch some of the earlier shows when we started the channel, the introductory shows, where you can learn about what a magnetic excursion and a magnetic reversal is. What's the difference? What do they mean for our future? Well, you're looking at it right here. You're looking at the breakdown of the jet streams and the confusion of the mainstream. All the meteorologists that learned what they learned, they did not learn about this. So there's that. I did. You need a multidisciplinary approach, which includes geology, paleoclimatology, and many other facets in order to actually make the correct call here. The correct call is what we've been saying for 4 years. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance when 10 million people are out in the dark. Be safe. And that's a boo.